everyone. Hope everybody had a wonderful weekend, and I hope everybody's having a wonderful day today. So, trying to fix something here. I just turned off bloom, and everything is still woefully bloomed out, so I'm trying to mess with the video settings here. But over the weekend, I really didn't do a whole lot of work on this. Let's see. Trying to. What's that? Okay. Controls the voxelization difference, distance for colored lighting, and that's at its lowest. Is it atmospherics? Fog? Yeah, because if you notice, these lights are like way blown out compared to what's over here, but I have bloom turned off, and there's still this extra bloom that's happening somewhere. So I don't know what's going on. That's like the lights are becoming multiplicative, or no, additive. Either way. Anyway, I did do a little bit of work in here, carving out more of this. This is a long ass process to deal with. There's just a lot of stuff that needs to get done there. But what was it, last week I had poked around at a idea for mob spawner, which used create in order to do some of the farming. And specifically what I was looking at was using a set of encased fans in conjunction with saws in order to force mobs onto or into the saws. Now, I can still do something similar. The other potential for this is to actually just go ahead and make a regular mob spawner and then have it so that the mobs fall down and then the saws kill them. And that would be especially useful against like spiders and whatnot, because I know that there's a specific height that the mobs need to be at. It's doing that thing where it's, yeah, okay. Get stuck with the smooth stone, which is fine. The smooth stone is actually supposed to come down to here. So, in case it gets to that point, which I also found out over the weekend, that you can actually make a farm for diamonds. And I was like, what? But apparently you can turn charcoal into coal, coal into coal blocks. Then you compress the coal blocks and they will become diamonds. I was like, all right, that sounds good. So, that being said, what I would like to do today is to go ahead and get set up making, let's see, I think I'd like to go ahead and try and get a mob farm going today. So that way we can try and get some TNT made. I think that's kind of my biggest thing that I would like to do is the TNT. Also, this is the funny thing. So it had been brought up a while back about using vein miner. I was like, I'm not sure that'll work. Well, I have tried on 2 different occasions to install the vein miner mod. And both times the game refuses to launch. Just flat out not going to work. Keeps throwing errors, will not run, crashes each and every time. And I've done 2 or 3 different vein miner mods. So apparently I'm just not allowed to use it. I was like, okay, fine. We'll just skip that. So if anybody asks in the future why I'm not using vein miner, it's because I physically cannot use that mod. It just will not work. All right, so that out of the way, let's go ahead and I need at least some of you guys here. So let's grab our, oh, I've got a bunch of iron sheets already. And then, okay, andesite casing, which apparently there's also a way to very easily make andesite. So there's that. Andesite. Let's see, which way? They were using... here's what it was. They were using flint, gravel, and lava to make andesite. So essentially all that is required is a cobblestone generator to you crush the cobblestone into gravel, then make a lava generator with dripstone, put that all in a basin, and you get andesite. So that might be something to look at later on as well, is a andesite generator. So that way we can use that plus a iron generator. That was a bit weird. Yep. But basically something like this where we're making the iron nuggets and turning that all into andesite alloy. So that is another project for the future. Holy crap. That's beautiful. That is a lot of iron right there. So we're going to take some because we're going to need it. I do need gravel, andesite. Let's take like 16 of them. There we go. I need a lot more andesite. So we're going to do a little bit of mining this morning. Also, I don't have any extra. Yeah, I need... That's not what I want. There we go. There we go. And then some sticks, which I'm getting low on those as well. Solved. Ooch. There we go. Fortunately, there's a little bit of andesite underneath of the base right now that I can go tackle. Just got to come down here and grab it. Boop. There we go. In fact, there's some right there. There's a lot right there. But what we're after is over here. Do I have any? I don't have any dirt on hand. I think I dropped it all off. So we'll do it like this. Oh, there's some down there. That's fine. And there's some over here too. There's andesite everywhere. This makes it a little bit more difficult to get back up. I think that'll be one of the other projects to kind of start working on today as well. Oh, Shazbot. It's kind of fun watching that water. Okay, so this andesite's going to be a little bit more finicky because there's a whole lot of water behind it. So we'll just have to come back for that stuff later. Oh darn. Another project that I get to work on. How terrible. Fortunately, there's plenty over here. Yeah, definitely going to have to see about setting up an andesite farm at some point, which, watching the video, it doesn't look too difficult. Although it is funny that the guy who does the tutorials is using things like speed controllers and whatnot. And it's like, yeah, I don't have a farm or a manufacturer for making the precision parts that are necessary for those farms and for those parts. So we're definitely going to have to revisit that after I get some other stuff up and running. But they are cool, and it's fun watching the videos because it teaches me a little bit more about how the create mod works, and specifically what is possible with it. So I do appreciate that. And now a lot of his farms are super tiny as well. They take up small areas. They're very compact. He definitely has put a lot of work and effort into making smaller and smaller farms. And from what I can tell, they're also fairly efficient in terms of productivity, which is always a good thing. Efficient productivity is always good. Theoretically, at least. What are we up to? 64, 124, then some. Which honestly is not a whole lot, but we'll get there. And still more over here. Kind of sucks to take out some of this pillar, but you've got andesite, buddy, and I want it. So, sorry. Made of andesite goodness. That, thank you. And rid of some of this. There we are. Oh no! That's almost like I knew that was going to happen. That should be good. Let's see. Let's go ahead and make what we have available. Awesome. So definitely have some more there. That is what I'm going to need for now. Oh, but wait, there's more. Let's clear this out so that it's easier to get up here. But eventually want to clear this out anyway. Thank you. There. Little bit of parkour there, but you get used to it. Those diagonal jumps are almost a must for any Minecraft player. You get kind of used to it after a while in terms of the strange sorts of ways that you can jump around terrain. So, yeah, I like the way that looks. Sorry, I'm admiring my own handiwork. It's kind of creepy, I know. Hey, what's up, Davilci? It's because honestly, and you know, I saw a, funny you should mention that. I saw a video talking about how older Minecraft was better than newer Minecraft. And not because of Minecraft itself, but specifically because of the kinds of mods that were coming out, how many there were, and how big they were. And also how small they were. Like, there were just tons and tons of all these new ideas that were constantly coming out for Minecraft, and all of these new, interesting, unique packs that were constantly coming out. You know, at one point you had Buildcraft, and you had Industrial Craft, and you had like Feed the Beast, and you had Tech It, and all of these different things. You had the Ether that was coming out, like just tons and tons of stuff. And nowadays, there's really just Applied Energistics and Create. And those are kind of like the two big ones. And you have a few other smaller ones, but nothing coming out at the same rate and consistency as early Minecraft was, which is kind of a shame. And it's like, yeah, it definitely feels like, not that Minecraft is dead, but it just feels like it's not the stepping stone that it once had been. The other big problem is that with the redstone build of Minecraft, a lot of the developers have gone over to it simply because there's the possibility of making money. And that's something that I've noticed across the board, is mod makers in general are no longer really doing it for the love of the mod making itself. But it seems like they're doing it as almost like a job. You know, if you want this mod ahead of time, go to my Patreon account. If you want these sorts of things, then you have to go to my Patreon, or you have to tip me, or you have to pay me. If you want these shaders, you're going to have to go to my Patreon. And it's like, whatever happened to just making mods because you enjoyed modifying the game? Whatever happened to just offering cool stuff to the community that you enjoy being part of? And that's really the shame of it, is that it's gone from a hobby to a job. It's good stuff. Anyway, let's see. Well, let's see. If I'm going to do this, I need... Actually, you know what? I don't think I need nearly the stuff that I think I need. Then again, I might. Because I'm trying to consider what I'm going to need for the mob farm and how I want to build it. Because typically what you want when you're making a mob farm is that it needs to have a considerable height so that when the mobs fall down into the hole, they basically die. You collect their drops at the bottom. And then from there, you can go ahead and funnel everything into a single chest. Now, what I could do is see about using the... storage drawer system. And I would need the controller, which I thought I had a controller. If I do, it's probably not here, but I have more andesite casing, so yay! Let's grab the millstone. I don't know if I'm going to need it, but let's grab it anyway. Let's see. What else have I got? Flint. Don't need the flint. We will take the coal. Belt. Brass. Fluid. I don't need the oak planks. We'll take this though. Let's do some of these. Hell, yeah, there we go. We'll do like 6 of those. That should be fine. What else have I got here? Oh yeah, sandpaper. Clean this up. Awesome. There we go. Oh, whoops. Dang. Ah! Got my muscle memory all messed up today. Probably because I've been playing an absolute ton of Diablo 3. In fact, it's been kind of fun. Yesterday I was doing a bunch of runs for Act 1, trying to get Haradrim caches from it. And specifically I was looking for the Ring of Royal Grandeur, which I had most of my build set up already. What was missing was that ring. You go there. Actually, you go right there. But on top of that, like, I was doing pretty good. I was able to clear Torment 2, Torment 3 without too much issue. Then all of a sudden, I finally got that damn ring, and I went from being able to very confidently going through Torment 2 to very confidently being able to go through Torment 12. The only sore subject was the fact that I don't really have enough survivability to deal with Torment 12. I can murder everything in sight, but if I get hit more than once, that's it. That's all she wrote. All right, so next step is to figure out where I want to put Mob Farm. And not only where I want to put it, but also where, or more specifically, how I want to get to the Mob Farm from there. Pretty much, at the moment, she is a glass cannon. But she's also a lot of fun. It's been a long time since I played a Demon Hunter. And I started off with a build guide from Icy Veins, because those guys really haven't ever, you know, led me astray. However, it's not a one-to-one. I'm not following the guide one-to-one because they're calling for a different build slightly in terms of skills. But a lot of the stuff that I was getting early on was for Bola. And I'm like, well, I've got Bola stuff, but I'm not getting this, not getting the Chakram gear that they want me to have. So we'll just keep using Bolas. And it's worked out fairly well. Wow, I actually have quite a bit there. So let's, since I will be away for a little while, Oh, that reminds me. Boop! Make those. Because I will probably need them. All right. So, what I'm thinking about for maybe making it, because why not, is potentially over in this area, excuse me, near where the village is. This area down here actually wouldn't be too bad because this is near sea level. I could also come down to over here, which wouldn't be too bad either. That's a little bit south of where we generally park our boat. And in general, shouldn't be too bad. Clear out some of this, kind of flatten it out a little bit more. So yeah. It's going to be that way. And it's still nearby. So let's head on over there. General, it's just been really nice to play Diablo 3. It's one of my guilty pleasures. I know there are a few people with... Actually, I know there are a lot of people who don't really care for Diablo 3. I know a lot of people don't care for Diablo 4 either. I'm generally one of them. Diablo 4 is... It's an okay game. But it very definitely feels like a modern Blizzard game. And if you've played modern Blizzard games, you know what that means. There's something somewhat elegant in the way that Diablo 3 is put together. Now, whoops, I totally went past where I was trying to go to. The skill system with runes feels limiting. And it is. But it's limiting in a really good way. The reason why that's good is because sometimes when you have too many choices, you get into what's called analysis paralysis. And it can be difficult to really understand what you should be focusing on and what you should be attempting to accomplish. So in the case of, let's say, Diablo 4, where your entire build is dictated by your talent tree, it can be kind of difficult to figure out where you want to go with it. What's going to be good? How's it all going to work together? Diablo 3, on the other hand, handles this really well. You can choose your abilities, but as you are progressing, as you are getting gear, and as you build up more and more of your stats, you start accruing gear that has specific bonuses to it. And because of this, you can start actually putting together a build almost on the spot, which is nice. It makes it a lot easier to start putting together your decision making. Makes it easier to put together your build. It's just a lot more fun that way. All right. So this should be a good spot to start. I think, yeah. I have played everything in that vein. Like my first Diablo game was Diablo. I remember getting it as a teenager, and my girlfriend in high school lived with her uncle and aunt. Her parents were divorced and lived on the other side of the country. And so when I would go and visit her, I'd bring my copy of Diablo over and I'd spend some time playing it on her uncle's computer, much to her chagrin. And it was such a mind-blowing game at the time. Like, it was just so damn good. Oh no. And then to continue on to that, I also then wound up playing Diablo 2. And I played a lot of Diablo 2. In fact, funnily enough, another girlfriend that I had at the time, I got her into playing it, but it turned out that she was slightly psychotic. Because if I didn't tell her what I was doing at all times of day and night, because we were kind of in a long distance relationship, if I didn't tell her what I was doing all the time, she would start freaking out. And she would have her friends messaging me like, hey, what's going on? Where are you? Why aren't you talking to me? And it's like, it's been 5 minutes. It's okay. Like, one of the guys that I grew up with on the internet, and, you know, I grew up hanging out with a lot of people online. Well, we would do a bunch of online gaming, and we were playing Diablo 2 one night. And she just was freaking out over stuff. And at that point, I was like, you know what? This just isn't worth it. And I broke up with her. And then went back to playing Diablo 2. I don't know. There are aspects of Path of Exile that I like. And it is a really interesting game. But it's an interesting game in the same way that EVE Online is an interesting game. Because it's one of those that there's really just a couple of different ways to play it. The first is you get a spreadsheet out and you start plotting out all of the different technical interactions between all of the abilities, all of the gems, all of your passives, the entire goddamn passive tree, and you start plotting all of that out, and then about 4 weeks later, you actually have something that resembles a really good build, and you just go through and start wiping the whole game out. Hey, Spectre. The other way that you play Path of Exile is you play through the campaign, you throw some stuff together, you look up some build guides, and you go, okay, cool, I've experienced it, and then you move the fuck on. So it's one of those, you know, they tried to correct it with Path of Exile 2, but I think they've gone in the opposite direction and still actually achieved the exact same thing. And while the passive tree is cool, in Path of Exile 2, just like with Path of Exile 1, it's very easy to screw yourself over. And it's very expensive to fix that mistake. And they attracted a very large crowd that did not know what they were doing, that didn't understand how things worked, and expected it all to just be okay. And unfortunately, it just didn't achieve what they were looking for. At least to me. I enjoyed it for a while. When it first came out, I actually kind of enjoyed it. But then they started going deeper and deeper down a particular rabbit hole that it was just like, I'm not so sure about this, boys. This doesn't feel like it's getting more fun. If anything, it actually feels like it's getting less fun. Let's just do that. Pop some of this stuff up here. But Diablo 3, I still really enjoy going back to. Why am I making this so dark for myself? I enjoy going back to Diablo 3 because it's a nice balance between the mindlessness of like a Diablo 4 with a little bit of the strategy of something like Path of Exile. I still have yet to do, what is that, the new Diablo 2 remake. I'd love to. I just haven't. Let me make some more. There we go. There's my... There you go. Oh, redstone, that's right. Nice. Yeah, I'm starting to get that itch for a good sci-fi game again. Not like Space Engineers side of sci-fi, but more like maybe X4, possibly. Like I reinstalled Star Citizen last night to try it out again because they just released 4.3 and it still feels like Star Citizen. Absolutely, you're not wrong there, JD. Like you're definitely not wrong in that respect. Although I have not. I don't know. I have mixed feelings about Path of Exile. I'm not saying it's a bad game. On the contrary, Path of Exile is actually a really good game. In fact, it seems like what has happened is that people have gone from Path of Exile 2 back to PoE 1 and are just doing that instead, which, fair enough. I am out of torches. There we go. Okay. I'll probably check it out here in a little bit. Like, honestly, I was thinking about Star Citizen and what Star Citizen could be. And also on top of that, if you were to take something like the X series and apply more Star Citizen elements to it, like how would you go about developing in a more streamlined fashion the kind of game that would be a good combination of like a Star Citizen and maybe even an EVE Online or an X? Because one of the biggest problems that I have these days is I have tasted the waters of Star Citizen and I have found them to be addictive. However, Star Citizen itself sucks balls. That's a problem. There's so much about that game. It's so promising, and yet it goes absolutely nowhere because the people who are developing it are fucking morons. I'm sorry, but they are. they're COD kids who the only thing that they know and the only thing that they're capable of doing is just making more explodey stuff. And that's it. That's all they do all day long. And the community keeps asking them, give us PvE. Give us stuff that we can engage with outside of constantly having to shoot each other. And every single time, the developers are like, oh yeah, no, we totally got you. We got you. It's coming up. Just bear with us. They sell us on this whole idea. Oh, we've got all this really cool stuff coming out. It's going to be amazing. All of you PvE guys out there, you're going to love it. And then it comes time to release it. And it's, by the way, all of you PvE guys are cowards. And the only way you're going to be able to get anything is by playing against each other. Well, gee, CIG. We didn't see that one coming from a mile away. Thanks. Jesus. I'll take a look at that in a second. But yeah, it just, I don't know. I'm getting tired of game developers being angry at their customer base for wanting what was promised. I'm getting tired of developers vilifying their customers because the customers are calling them out on their bullshit. It's like, you guys said you were going to do this. You guys promised this years ago. And when we're like, hey, this isn't what you're promising, you look at us and go, well, you guys are just, you don't know what you want. Yeah, we want what you promised. What you've been promising. Oh, I tell you what, you know what? It's just, today is Cruise Coda bitches about things. All right, I need a couple of things. First of all, I totally needed a diamond. All right, hold on a second. I will be right back. And you are 100% correct on the whole Karen Dev thing. It's like, It's like a lot of these companies and a lot of these individuals have forgotten professionalism. There is this idea that we used to have of what a professional was like. This idea of what a professional was supposed to do, how they were supposed to act. Now, obviously, there is certain levels to that where there are acceptable, as they call it, crash outs. You know, if somebody is treating you with a level of disrespect that is above and beyond the normal amount, then yes, you are allowed to retaliate to a certain degree. And that is a perfectly acceptable thing. Nobody will argue with that. Well, okay, people will argue, but those people are idiots. However, part of the problem is that that level of professionalism doesn't really exist anymore. Or if it does, it's really hard to find. And so we wind up celebrating it when we come across it. Which is like, but that used to be normal. That used to just be how things were. Oh yeah, thank you. Yeah, even got the supports underneath the bridge going. It's slow going. That's part of the reason why I'm working on a mob farm now, is because I want to be able to start getting some TNT going so that I can finish digging out this portion here, because that is just ridiculous. Oh, thank you. Yeah, I figured with all of the grays and browns, I wanted something that would stand out. And the closest that I've got at the moment that's easy to work with is the cherry blossom trees. And I like the way that the leaves are falling from them all the time as you get closer to it. So getting to watch all the leaves falling and walking through that, I figured looks really nice. But the things I came over here for, now that I know how to get more of them easily. Come here, diamonds. You're coming with me. It's not a bad idea. I don't know how to do that, but I will figure out a way. But we have more important things to do. Like eventually, and this is okay. So this is part of the entire process here. The reason why I'm making the mob farm is so that I can get the gunpowder. The gunpowder is then going to go into making TNT, so that way I can rip out the rest of all of this. The reason why I want to rip out all of this is so that way I can start building this entire section up into circular stairs that will have hopefully like 2 levels, maybe 3. Okay, I got you. I'll have to look into that. I want to make sure I find the right wood to go with them. And I also want to make sure that the spacing is right, because that's the other thing, is the spacing needs to be just right. I'm one of those guys. I know which ones you're talking about. The stair blocks. But I want to get rid of all this, build some stairs up so it's got a couple levels, and then at the very top is where the nether portal is at. So I want to be able to get up to it and have it kind of built in such a way as to be kind of a centerpiece for the whole thing. But digging it all by hand takes forever. So the next step is to, blow it all up, which is what I need TNT for. So that's why I figured probably a good time to get a mob farm going. And then the other thing that I would like to do at some point that's definitely a direction I could go in. What I was thinking was that for the sides of the actual sort of circular hole, I would use, if I can get enough, and I probably can, maybe make iron blocks to do this, but run it up so that it looks like either wires or wire mesh around the sides. This is a really weird way to describe it. Either like chain link or like wire mesh that you see on certain trash cans or waste baskets. So that way it spirals upwards along the sides. I don't know how well I'll be able to do that, but it's a project that I want to try. So, you know, what's the worst that could happen? I am specifically looking for... What else do I need for that? I need redstone comparators. Damn. Which means I need my redstone. Ugh. But I like the glass dome idea. The only reason why I might not do the glass dome, go away, is only because of the fact that it doesn't quite match the overall aesthetic for what I have built so far. So that's probably the only reason why I wouldn't do it. But I like that idea, and I could potentially use it somewhere else. Pretty sure I have... No, okay. That's all the cobblestone and whatnot. I'm pretty sure I have some redstone somewhere. In fact, I'm fairly certain I have some over here. Or not. Ah, there we go. Okay, while we're here, let's just make what I need before I go too far. And then comparators. And I need quartz. Do I have any quartz over here? Nope, I know where it is though. This is also why one of my other upcoming big projects is going to be finally putting together like an inventory, massive inventory structure of some sort. And then I need stone slabs. Nope, wrong one. Ow. You up there. Don't need all of you guys. Okay, what am I missing? Oh, stone, not slabs, just regular stone. Okay. And where do I have it? Oh, I need a storage drawer, which I don't have. Don't I? Well. Okay. There we go. That's what I was after. Oh God, all of this just so that I can store some stuff from mobs. I don't need all the dirt. I will take that though. And we'll make some extra storage drawers. Perfect. So hopefully the way that this should work is that I will be able to feed items into the storage controller. The storage controller will then just automatically assign the items to their drawers. And there will be a ton of storage there for all the stuff. Theoretically, that's how it should work. How it actually works will be entirely up to chance. So we'll have to wait and see. This will be sort of our basic mob farm to get us started. And then eventually we will have a better one up and running. At least I'll be able to see it. Go. Then we'll check out. Actually, the benches idea would be pretty good for a much larger garden, I think. I suppose I could widen the bridge a little bit. I'll have to look into that. That's sparking some ideas, and I like it when ideas get sparked. This, I want to make sure I've got lighting everywhere. And they're good ideas, like absolutely a great idea. I just also have to make sure I'm going to have enough space for it too. Thank you. Go. And you know, that's one of the things that I love about creative games is you can have a lot of ideas on your own, but you're never going to have all of the ideas. And so it's great when you get to collaborate in some fashion with other people, because they can sometimes come up with something that you couldn't think of, not because you're dumb, but because you just didn't go down that creative avenue. It wasn't something that you were considering because you just weren't in that direction. And that is one of the beautiful things about a game like Minecraft. That is a very deep crevasse. Let's finish getting this area lit up. Just make sure we're not going to have much in the way of other mobs spawning. Let's see if I remember correctly. It's better to do this. I remember watched a video recently where a guy was testing to see whether sugarcane grows faster on sand or on dirt. And he only did one sugarcane on dirt, one sugarcane on sand, and then declared a winner from that. Now, if you understand the way that Minecraft works, that was a flawed experiment. And the reason why it was flawed, and this is something that several people tried to point out, is because he was only using one for each. His results very definitely could have come out the other side, where the other block had won. Now, in his experiment, it was the sand block that wound up winning. Let's see. Let's start off with... Let's actually use not andesite. Use stone bricks. Now, the reason why that is sort of an incorrect assumption or result is because of the way that growth works in Minecraft. Growth rates are primarily determined on a random number generated during a tick. And a tick is every set of milliseconds. I think it's like 1,000 milliseconds or something like that. I could be wrong on that. No, I don't know the numbers that intimately. However, what that means is that in this particular case, he got lucky in that sand will just so happen to be the thing that grew first. It could have very easily been dirt that grew first. There we go. Because with each tick, it looks at, well, each tick, the block or the item, the entity checks to see, it does a random number generation. It goes, okay, do I match this? If not, do nothing. That kind of scenario. If I do match, however, go ahead and do my activity, whether it's grow or attack or what have you. Now, what people were suggesting that he does in order to make his results better is to actually do multiples. Yeah, well, in this case, they said 10. 10 for each would have been sufficient. His reply was no. And it's like, all right, well, we know everything about you that we need to know. Why do I? Oh, yeah, I know why. Because I'm an idiot. And it's like, you know, if you had just done the additional test, people would have been more than happy with that. There we go. But yeah, just something more than the initial would have been fine. All right, so we're going to set up, we've got the storage chest here with our, excuse me, the storage controller, drawer controller with our storage chests. Okay, and then that's one. There we go. That should work perfectly. There. So that should take care of everything that falls and dies. Theoretically, that should be all I need to worry about. Probably also fill this in. Like so. That actually worked beautifully. Do I have more? No, I don't. So I'm gonna have to go grab some more. But the other thing that I want to do is make sure. Let's pop these up here, up there. Oh, it won't. It won't let me put the drawers in there. Okay, cool. I guess because they could conceivably be storing things, etc. My diamonds away. Put my redstone torches away. I'm going to need a whole bunch more blocks. Well, I've got the stone here, so let's kind of do that. And use... I want to at least kind of pretty it up a little bit. I have more oak logs. Good. I'm going to need more, but that's a good start. So actually, you know what? Now I've got more cobble. There. I'll worry about that later. Well, yeah, I suppose I could do that. Yeah, I could do that. Unfortunately, I don't have any tinted glass because I don't have any amethyst at the moment. Wait, I think I do have amethyst. Let's go check. Because I know I was looking at tinted glass in my creative world because I was trying out something. So I could potentially do it. You know, I'm starting to, part of me is like, man, I really should have just built in a field or something like that, because this building in a valley is a pain in the ass to get back and forth with. It's pretty, but man, is it impractical. Plenty of cobblestone, though. Yeah, absolutely. Well, that's part of what this is, well, past the trees. What that's supposed to be is my road up. But I thought I had some amethyst at some point. I do have some amethyst. Amethyst. Let's see. Amethyst shard. So I could put that through some crushing wheels. I wonder if the millstone would work as well. Let's go find out, kids. Why is that backed up? That shouldn't be backed up. Not backed up at all. You lied to me. Anyway. Let's see. I know I have L. I need that. You over, make some. Not that many. I just need 6. So that way I could do gearbox. Cool. Stone away. You're fine. And then hog. Now I just need one of those. Give me one of those, thank you. Oh, come on. You're just not going to go in there. Got it. All right. No harm, no foul. That is the wrong tool for that. All right, so what I need... I need to be able to grab... No, I don't. Oh, guess what we're doing? Come here, amethyst. And oh yes, we're making tinted glass now. Alrighty. Also, how much? 616 if I'd stop stealing stuff from it. Alright, now I just need my glass. Which is where? I think I have a whole bunch back in this part of the base. Now, the other thing that I was thinking is that for the corners of the main tower, I could do oak logs. I know I have. Do I have it? Oh, I have some with me. Awesome. All right. I don't know. Let's see. That's going to be... I can do it on a couple of sides. Because I've got 40 and I've got 4 sides. So I could technically do 10 each. Some more drawers. And let's get up here. God, this is always like, I'm never prepared for what I need. Then I get it all done and I'm like, oh my God, that wasn't so hard. Why am I such a dummy? They're fun. I think that's why, in a strange sort of way, I prefer, this is going to sound weird, I prefer Minecraft over Space Engineers when it comes to constructing stuff. The biggest reason for that just comes down to the fact that the construction of stuff is 100% up to you. With Space Engineers, yes, you get to come up with a lot of the construction, but at the same time, you also can't. It's difficult to explain in a way that makes any sort of sense. Well, I've got 40 here. I should have grabbed some other stone while I was back at base. Because again, here I am doing the same thing that I always do. Hey, you should have grabbed stuff while you were there, you idiot. I don't want to use the andesite. I need more stone bricks. That and there. Okay. Okay. Put yeah, that'll work. Ow. Ow. Let's not do that. What I need. Need stone stairs is what I need. Because what I'm thinking is I could put stone bricks around here to make it look like a flared base of sorts. Do the same for here. And then I've got these guys here. So nah, I like it better flat. There we go. Do that. And then I have oak fences. I still have lanterns. I do not. I'm about to. Thank you. All I needed was 2. Bring this up and across. That's not the direction I wanted you to go in. There we go. Then I take these 2 here. Yes. All right, now I'm starting to get somewhere with this. And eventually what I could do is grab Bruce just had a painful idea. What if we turn this into a tree? We still do the tinted glass up here, which would be fine. But we also turn this into a tree. So I would do something like I'd still have to fill in the sides. So my best bet would be to fill in the central column with stone. Just go ahead and stone that up. And then on the exterior, we go ahead and we put the wood to make it look like it's a giant tree. So that way it'll stand out, but it'll also be hidden for what it is. Unless you're standing like, you know, unless you come over here to collect stuff, like the wood. Yeah, that could work out beautifully. Because then I could go ahead and just collect like a whole bunch of trees, or better yet, plant a whole bunch of saplings up top to grow out the oak logs and whatnot. Since that should keep mobs from spawning on top, and I won't have to sit there and light the whole thing up. Oh, yes, Cruz likes a lot. Cruz needs some more stuff. Give me wood. Perfect. I need to drop off some stuff for this. You. those. I don't necessarily need to drop off the cobblestone. I do, however... actually, no, let's just empty out a lot of this, and I'll come back for it later. Hold on to you. I'm going to have to grab some more iron. Or am I? Doot. Might as well. Might as well. All right, so the idea. Let's come back to this and kind of cement this, get the idea. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to chop down a bunch of oak trees because I'm going to need the logs. I'm also going to go ahead and grab the stone brick. The interior of this column is going to be stone brick, except for the front, which is going to be the tinted glass. That part isn't changing. That will go up to the height, which is about 21. I'm going to have to double check to make sure that height is accurate, because I believe I think I actually need to go up to 22. Let me look that up real quick. Craft. Height, monsters, dive. 23 blocks or more. Okay. So I need this to be 23 or more. So we could go up to even 25 and be fine there. So we get up to 25 blocks, and then we build the actual spawning platforms for the mobs. What I could do for that is also set it up. Oh, that would be kind of cool. To do a giant windmill on the front of it that runs the whole mechanism for a bunch of conveyor belts. So what'll happen is the mobs spawn, they eventually get onto the conveyor belt. The conveyor belt then rolls their asses to the center and basically throws them off into the central column, where they then fall and die, and all of their loots then fall into here. But the top, where the actual spawning platforms are going to be, I will go ahead and set it up to look like the top of a tree, a giant oak tree. And then use the logs around the bottom here to build out the trunk of that tree. So that way, instead of looking like a big, ugly cobblestone mob spawner like it is, it actually looks like a really nice oak tree that's just grown out here. So, okay, we have some ideas. Let's go grab us a whole bunch of the stone that I want. Then on the way back, we'll also cut down a whole bunch of oak trees. That way we can get started on what I want to do. The other thing is that I'm going to need a bunch of dirt as well, and saplings. All of this because of the fact that I want to grow a bunch of the oak trees on top of it, so that way I don't have to personally put in a whole bunch of stuff. And on top of that, I do need to grab some more iron ingots so that I can make some shears, because I don't believe I have any. No, I do not. Okay. Oh. He limboed his way to victory. Yeah, there we go. course, most of this is just the cherry blossoms. Perfect. Got some guys there. Timber. There we go. I wonder, I should be able to pick up some from, thank you. Give me those logs. And yeah, because that's basically all full. Oh yeah, I throw a lot of that away, don't I? I just realized. Oops. It's okay. Still so much more. Thank you. And I have some of this down here. Apples. Grab some more while we're... iron. Getting distracted. Like, all right, I got the wood that I need. No, I don't. Not even close to the amount I need, but it's a start. And... need stone bricks. Well, let's grab a stack of that. Several whole stacks of those. That should be enough to get us started. Grab my shears. I love this system. I love that it mostly just works. All right, next up, we're going to head on back and we're going to see about grabbing, or at least starting to get the tower built. Feels like, aha. Ow, nobody cares about the seeds. I certainly don't. Okay, just go ahead and plant these seedlings. Just so that I have more trees around here. And then we'll work on the rest eventually. Yeah. Once I get this thing done, we should be able to see it from a little ways away, which will be nice. What I also want to do is... All right, so I've got 2, plus 25. So that is the full height that I need this to be in terms of the height of the main tower itself. Which is why I'm glad I have so many of these. Haha. How did I get another egg? There we go. And
can you hear me?
there we go.
We could be legend. I have nothing to lose. Nothing can stop me. I'm all the way up.
5. Oops.
Wake up. I know what's real. Escape reality. Hardwired.
And we get this up here to the correct height. Looks like that's short 5. Six. Let's make sure I have this at the correct height. Looks like it's off by 1. No. Where are you going? This is where it would be nice to have like some elytra. I think. There we go. Oh well, let's get down from here, collect some of our stuff, and then we'll start working.
We used to look up at the sky and wonder at our place in the stars.
I just want to make sure that I get good.
This is the world you've made yourself. Now you have to live in it.
I see it.
It's in our sights. The future is already here. No matter how hard we tried, we're doomed.
Oh, I see it.
Hey, you goodbyes.
Okay, I think I already got it.
Brace yourself. I can see the end inside.
Okay, let's grab our stone bricks and let's start
3,
getting this done.
1, hardwired.
There we go. And I just have to get this all the way up to like that level there, which shouldn't be too bad. You know what I don't have on me right now? Let's go grab it. Again, why I'm glad that I have the scaffolding. Tinted glass, I need that. And then also our oak logs. Might as well get as much of it going at the same time as possible, just to make it easier to build. And there. There. Over here. And this is mostly just going to be a lot of hopping around and making sure that I get blocks in place. And trying not to kill myself. I usually, from what I've seen, this is why they recommend that you do a water pit at the bottom, just in case. And I'm like, yeah, that's probably a good idea. But, you know, YOLO. Let's get over here. Yeah, no worries. And welcome back. I don't expect people to like hang around indefinitely. That would be kind of silly of me. Why did you leave? I'm so lonely. Almost there. Awesome. Not much. I've kind of changed the design idea. We're going to make this a big tree. It's just going to have a stone core is all. Because I think that'll wind up looking pretty damn cool. And will help it sort of blend in a little bit better with the surroundings. No, don't even worry about it, buddy. It's nice, but not necessary. Awesome. And we've got just one more left, which we can center. And then so glad I brought plenty of stone brick with. And then we're gonna actually go ahead and stone brick that. There we go. Pretty sure. Nope, we're good. I still have plenty more. Okay. Fortunately, if I die, all of my items are just going to go into the storage system, so. How do I want to do that? Yeah, we'll continue this for now. Just because it makes sense to do so. Oops. Almost there. And it's going to be really fun when I start building up the sides for this. There. And almost done here. That's fair. I think that's why I like depth of field, simply because of the fact that it's a constantly shifting visual focus. And so I'm always looking from one object or item to the next. And I'm never always specifically focused on just what's right here. Oh no. No, 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 no. You do not go there. All right. That should... Actually, I think I need to go up one more layer, just to be on the safe side. Although I very easily could. Options, video settings. I thought there was an FOV slider. Actually, let's bump that render. See what happens when I bump it all the way up. Probably nothing. Shader pack settings. Other. Huh. Ooh. Wait for everything to load in, and yeah. And see into infinity. Yeah, that's possible. I'll have to look into that. Give me a second. Craft FOB setting. Options, video. Huh. Weird. Because it shows that it should be there. Weird. Shut up. Command. Okay, locate options. Actually, you know what? I bet there's a mod for it. Just thinking about that now. So let's do this. Save and quit. Options, video settings. Done. Quit. Let's check this out real quick. Edit. Mods. Download. Me. Sure. Let's try this one. Okay. Launch. Well, I just downloaded a mod, so we'll find out here in a second. Almost there. Bright red. Options. Advanced. Done. Done. Mods. Okay. I wouldn't necessarily say it's a Mojang Doom, because that at least means it's loading. Okay, FO. Yeah, there's no FOV command. Okay. Options, controls, keybinds. Down here, nope. Essential, iris. Is done. Nope, wrong way. There we go. That's 90. That actually doesn't feel too bad. Give me a second here. Gotta clean my glasses. They're a wee bit on the dirty side. There we go. Okay, so now that we've got, wow, that feels kind of weird. I'll get used to it though. So from here, awesome. Okay, so how do I want to do this? Water goes a distance of, what is it, 8 blocks? Source plus 7. Two, 3, 4, 6, 7. Eight. 9. Go. You don't go right there. You go right there. Now, fortunately, I keep some water on me. Oh, perfect. I can replace my water now. That is exactly as long as I need it to be. Oh. Damn it. So disappointing. Actually, hose. And we're full. Cool. The hose is useful. Okay, so this needs to be 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 9 extra. Okay, got it. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1 extra. Glad I brought so much extra. Doot. We are. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yes, this shall work. We are. And this side. I might actually have to go back to go get some more. Nope, we're good. I've got plenty. Six, 7, 8, 9. There we are. 3. And then I can go ahead and probably not going to do it yet, but soon. This is going to be the fun part because I've eventually got to get back down from here at some point. This is where having the elytra would be useful. Suppose what I could do is just build around that. And or idea. What I should do, if I'm trying to remember how to do this, because I've really only done it once or twice before. But I think what I need to do and what I should do is go ahead and build a bunch of trapdoors. Ha. And the trapdoors, mobs will walk over because they're dumb and they don't know any better. Which will allow them to then fall into the water, then get carried away, and then they die. There we go. I'm going to need a lot more. There we go. That should be enough. So let's go find out. So I need... make sure I can get back up here. Because Lord knows what'll happen if I can't. Mostly pointing and laughing. There we go. Okay. Those back down. And same for this side. And I believe when the mobs go to walk onto the trap doors, because they don't recognize whether it's open or closed, they'll just fall in. And then get carried away to their death. Now, I'm not like a master builder here, so this is not necessarily new to me, but it very definitely is not something I'm super familiar with. Oh, damn it. Shazma, I need to get up here. There we go. That is cool. Okay, good. Now, do I need to cover the entire thing? Should that be sufficient? I think that should be sufficient. Oh no, that's going to float away. It's terrible. We'll find out one way or the other. Let's get all of this in here. And ooh, I'm probably going to need to make some more. Yeah. Maybe. I might just have enough. Eight. Nope. Not going to have enough. Fortunately, I have a way to get back up here. There we go. Perfect. Let's also pick up that one that I dropped. Awesome. Okay. And I will be right back. Alrighty, back to work. Need more wood. I do not have more wood on me. Let's go see if the trees that I planted actually grew up. It's probably generating all the chunks that are outside of my view right now. Because I upped my chunk render distance. That wasn't the direction I hit you in. There we are. Wow. That was it. Oh, there goes some more. Like, that's disappointing. That's all I got out of you guys? Typical, not enough wood to get the job done. Let's get some more wood going here. Extend the forest, if you will. There we are. Is there any of this grown up yet? No, not yet. Of course. When I absolutely need you, you refuse to grow up. Sounds familiar. Can't place it though. Got some extra wood here. Let's put you through. Looks like I need to actually go down here for the trapdoors. It is cool though when you start seeing one of your creations taking shape and coming together and looking kind of badass. Okay. Let's make those trapdoors. Stone. There. I think this one, yeah, this one goes all the way up. Technically the other one does too, but this one very definitely does. Awesome. All right, and I just need there and perfect. You and you. And we come over to this side. And we are all set. Beautiful. Okay, so I've got all 4 of the water slides in here. Don't think there's anything else that I really need for this portion of it. Yeah, that music is a little loud. Even for me, that music is loud. Anyway, so this portion is all complete. Now, the next thing is to get the platforms done. And we can just fill this in like so. And that way I can just do it like this. Or do I want to? Doesn't give us too much spawnable area. So let's two and one. So that'll be 3, 1. There we go. So 4, 2, 3. This should work. Yeah. 4, 3, 2, 1, 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, yep. That'll be fine. That'll give us our spawnable area. So that's the 4, 2, 3. Wait a minute. Three. Okay. Nope, I've got that wrong. Oh well. 3. Yeah, that'll be fine. I'll figure it out as I go. And then we do the 2. And then 1. 2, 3. So wait. 3, 2, 3, and then 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. The math ain't mathing here. Just for the sake of working on this. Oh, that's why, because cruise code is a dumbass. Three, 2. There we go. Cruise code is an idiot. There. Sometimes you just have to illuminate the situation to realize you are being dumb. All right. 3. There. That's better. Do I have... Yeah, we should be fine for most of this. I'll probably have to go get some more here in a little bit, but... We are getting close to the start of this. Okay, so that's, yeah. And then we do 3, 1, 2, 3. And then we do the 2. Three, and then 2. And then the 1. And then we just do that. Three. Ooh. And then 1. Boom. There we go. All right, there goes that. Just to be on the safe side. Pop these in here for now. Not that I have to worry about mobs spawning. Mostly this is just for my own sake. Now, here's the question. Should I do it 2 or 3 high? Because I know most mobs will spawn in a 2 high. And I know the Endermen require 3, so you know what? We'll do 3. And I don't know why I'm getting all decorative with it, but I am. So that's just what we're going to deal with. Oh no, not again. That's incorrect. It should be like that. Yeah. Because if I do it like this, then I have to go 1 more block. There we go. And then I've just got to fix this one. There we go. Now I want... I am, however, going to have to go get some more stone brick. Because I am... Oh, I see why. Because I'm an idiot. Bruce is doing dumb things again. There we go. Okay. I was like, Something's just not right with that one. All right. That takes care of this part of things. Now what I need to do is let's wood trim this. I'm going to need more wood. That's what she said. And this is so that way I can put this in here and actually fill out this wall so that it doesn't let any light bleed through. I got to make sure it's pitch black in here or else the monsters get a little shy. Oh no, we still have like just a tiny smidge left. There we go. There we go. So let's get this cleaned up. Beautiful. Awesome. This will mark that this one is basically about done. And I just have to roof it all in. In fact, let's go grab some more of our stone bricks. We'll see about picking up some more oak trees as well. Yeah, I like that. It's getting there. That's what's important. Then the moment of truth, and I'll probably do this when it hits daytime instead of nighttime, is that it'll go ahead and turn on. I don't know if we'll do peaceful or normal, but we'll see whichever. And hopefully mobs will spawn in there. And hopefully we will be able to start collecting mob drops. If I'm lucky. If I'm not lucky, it won't matter. That's really where that'll go. And I'll just switch back into peaceful and we'll figure something else out. Go. All 3 logs. Nothing in there. I actually have quite a bit. Oh, and you're doing that thing where you've got too much of... There we go. Oh, I really need to figure out how to fix that. drop off. Yeah, we'll drop you off there. Could have sworn I had a whole bunch of... At some point I just had a whole bunch of oak logs somewhere. I do. Wow, Cruz. Again, you are dumb. I have a whole bunch of them right here. It's okay. I forgive you, Cruz. There we go. It's like, I know I had a whole bunch. It was from when I had my first farm and I had just an absolute ton that I needed to move. It made a lot of sense to just throw them into storage drawers and then forget about them. Well, I forgot about them really hard. So at least I got that much right. Looks like I had like 46 saplings over there, so that'll be good for when I go to move some dirt on top of this. Start doing the rest of the decoration. Also, I've already gotten used to the new FOV. Like it at this point doesn't feel any different than it had. Kind of like the way that the underside looks. Let's get up here. There we go. Need the stone bricks. Apparently, I don't know, this song that just came on reminds me of Katy Perry. Apparently, she was in my state recently. Not that I would go to a Katy Perry concert. Not exactly like... I don't hate her music. I've actually listened to it. In fact, when I worked third shift, it wasn't so bad. But I would not choose to go to one of her shows. Nor would I go to a Taylor Swift show, for that matter. Not that that's bad music, it's just not my music. Get over there. Although I was still... So, my long time ago ex-girlfriend and I had introduced her to Spongle. If you don't know who Spongle is, I'm sorry that your life has been so empty and meaningless. But Spongle is good music. I've known about I don't know if it's just a person or if it's a group. All I know them as is Spongle. But I found out about them in, I think it was about high school, maybe just after. Good stuff. Anyway. I think it was after. Yeah, because my brother, he got into Spongle about the same time. And I remember he was still in high school and I was out. Okay, so yeah. But anyway, neither here nor there. But when her and I were together, we found out that they were going to be coming out in the month of October. And so we were all set to get tickets together. And then we broke up during I think it was during the summer. Because, yeah, it was still warm out. And she wound up going to the concert. I did not. I think she went to the concert. And I was a little bit upset, probably because of the fact that I was the one that introduced her to Spangle. She was the one that wound up going. And I was like, that's messed up. But it's good music. Kind of tribal, ambient, psychedelic. I don't know. It's once you hear it, it'll make sense. Every once in a while, you may hear me say, "Oh my God, is this? Oh my God, am I ever in Hicksville?" And one of Spangle's songs uses that clip, uses that sample, and that's where it comes from, for me at least. And there we go. Gonna need more. But yeah. Let's see. I need. Beautiful. That's what I need. Be fun to get this project done. It'll be nice to have mob drops. Specifically like gunpowder. Now, I should at some point go out of my way to make a proper creeper farm. That'll be fun. Way I could get all the gunpowder, but that one, that is apparently a rather lengthy undertaking, which I'm not against. But it's not like a week 3 kind of farm yet, you know? There's still some other stuff that we need to work on. Although, it looks like if I were to wash crushed raw zinc, I have a chance to get gunpowder from that. If I take potion of harming and cinder flour, I can make gunpowder. Fermented spider eye. And a potion of healing. Spider eye, brown mushroom, and sugar to make a fermented spider eye. Wow. That's when you start getting into some weird stuff. We are approaching the done point. I just have to get that other wall in place. Finish off the ceiling. And then just make sure I pop out the lights, finish off the holes. And we will be done with this. Ow. Finish off this. We'll take care of the ceiling. It's fun to actually get a single project done in a stream for a change instead of, well, this is day 14 of working on this one thing. I have a habit of doing that pretty bad. But, you know, that's the nature of the beast. I know, right? Who does that? What crazy person would ever accomplish that feat? There we go. That's what I wanted. Dude, there we go. Shut up. Wrong feet. I probably like, you know, this is going to sound weird. But like my sister and I were talking about this, and always out of context. Like we were talking about certain things that kind of are part of online culture these days that we just don't understand. And not like skibbity. Like we get that. That's silly. That's fun. We had our own back in the day. It happens. But we're talking more like, oh, Shazbot. This could work. There we go. But we were talking more like, why are people into these certain things that it's like, it just doesn't make any sense. And I can't really go into too much detail here. But let's just say that we don't understand why there are so many backdoor bandits. It's like, why is this all the rage? Don't get it. Makes no sense. Get out of here. Feet is another one of those. I don't understand the obsession with feet. It's like they're just feet. I can't say that everybody has them because there are actually quite a few people who don't. But I just don't get it. I guess it's because so many streamers and content creators and whatnot, you generally only see from like the waist up to the head. And so the idea that a person has a full body is kind of weird. So I imagine it's like back in the day when ankles were a thing. Like, oh my God, look at her ankles. She's showing them off. Her dress is so short. Let's get all of these. All right. There we go. That's satisfying. Watching all those come tumbling down. All right, your turn. Ooh, this one he had even more. And the final one. There we go. Give me those. Thank you. Okay, so there we go. We have the basic mob spawner up and working. Well, up. I don't know if it's working yet. So let's hop over here for a second. Light this up. Don't like how dark it is. And once I have this lit up a bit more, Out of the way. And there we go. Let's make some more. That feels a little bit better. Guys, I'll go in here. Feels like I'm missing a few, but that's okay. All right, I think we're about ready. Options. Normal. Back to game. Everything starts spawning. Let's hope I did this correctly. Of course, I won't know until stuff actually starts spawning there. We start getting some drops, but theoretically, everything should be correct. Everything should be sealed from light. The only places where we might have an issue are in these corners here. But that still shouldn't be an issue because that's on the underside, so that should be shadowed anyway. Also, let's grab sword. Oh, damn. Scared the shit out of me. Forgot I haven't slept in a while. Guys don't want none of this. Haha, now you are burning, and I are the laughing. Burn, you phantasm bastards. Come on. Haha, gotcha. All right, now that I've done that, apples. All right, that takes care of that. Now, spawn the good stuff. This makes me wonder if I did it right. I should have. Yep. Ha ha ha, it works. So that takes care of a skeleton or two. Now, the only thing that might make this work a little bit better is if down here I put some saws on one side and encased fans on the other. So that way, if anything did survive, it'll actually get pushed into the saws and killed. However, this distance here should be enough to kill anything that falls down. So what I need... There's my glass. From what I saw, it was actually 23. And I do remember it being at least 21 back in the day. But 25 just makes sure that there is it just makes sure that there is no room for error. If they survive 25 blocks worth of fall damage, maybe they deserve to still be alive. Don't feel bad, Spectre. There's tons of stuff I've forgotten too over the years. Now, I think the only thing that would make this better is if I made additional levels on top of it. So that way there was more spaces for them to spawn in or spawn on. Which reminds me, I need to go up to the top. Oops. Nope. I need to come out 3 more. Give me all those. Okay. That is a little bit taller than necessary, but that's okay. Probably too far. Let's go ahead and get this lit up so that we're not spawning monsters on here just yet. Eventually, I may want to open up that option, but 2, 3. Go. Perfect. And yes. This should... Oops, nope. There. This should make sure that this is as lit up as it needs to be to ensure that nothing will spawn. So we should be good there. This is the part that gets a little freaky when you're staring straight down and there's like a lot of distance to go still. You? There, got the whole stack back. And so far, that's the only thing that spawned is that one skeleton. So, there's that. But that's okay. I think what I need to do is to seal up these corners here, because they're letting some light in, which is keeping all of the mobs from spawning. But otherwise, not bad. Good first iteration. Start our music here. Okay, good. Make sure we're not going to have any uninvited guests. I heard something. Probably did. Anyway. Actually looks kind of impressive. Silly, but impressive. Yep. I like that. Where are we at? I'd probably have to go through and light up all of the underground around here as well to reduce the amount of unintended spawning. Ooh, a zombie bit the dust. That's awesome. Now I just need more stuff. Awesome though. Okay, so what I want to do next is I want to make a spawn room where I can sit here safe from everything else while I'm like AFK and stuff. And I'll sit here with a window, and what I'll do is I'll put like a door or something on the sides. Give me all the dirt. I don't know. It's a good question. Minecraft minimum distance for mob farm. Okay, so it needs to be within 24 and 44 blocks away. If you are farther than 128 blocks away, it will go ahead and start despawning them. Well, I am 20... Let's do it this way. I'll use my sleeping bag real quick so that way I don't get phantasms. So I actually would want... Yeah, this would actually be ideal because this is between 24 and 44 blocks away. So right kind of in this area would be perfect. So let's do... Hey, what's up, Neo? PP! I need more glass. Or do I? No, I could leave it. Well, yeah, I need more glass. Okay. It is very confusing at first. Yes, you were not wrong. Eventually, you will start to understand it. Let's grab some sand. And there we go. Boop. Wait a minute. Give me that. Then the nice thing is, I don't have to go anywhere. I already have a bunch of sand on me. Nice. Honestly, Satisfactory is confusing, and at the same time it is not. And the reason why this happens is because we have a penchant for attempting to overcomplicate everything. Excuse me. We just naturally think that everything needs to be or should be more complicated than it really is. When the reality is, no, it really doesn't need to be that complicated. Let's actually move this, and we'll just do a glass wall here. And I will put the door in there. Oh no, I'm out of stone bricks. That's okay. Take that out. Take these out. Then we grab logs. Put those there. Sorry, glass. I'm making more of you anyway. And yeah, that'll work. Get our logs in here. Doot. I want wood right here. Awesome. This, we also do the log framing. And I can go ahead and put in the planks. I need a couple of doors. Thought I had some on me already, but at the very least, we've got some more. Need to come up with a way to cover the top. Let's do maybe some more? Yes. There we go. Glass goes here. Grab. Whoops. I need scaffolding. And this will make sense. Hopefully, eventually. If not, my apologies. I'll need some more stone bricks, I think. Okay, I'm sorry. This song just fucking irritates the hell out of me. All he keeps saying is season over and over again. And it's like, okay, we get it. You love seasons. Move on. All right, now I can. Real basic here. Like, this is super basic. Same thing over here. No. Thank you. Now for this, what I can do is take our logs. And close this off like so. Throw in a couple of torches. And now, when I want to AFK, all I have to do is sit here. Aha. But I can sit here and I should be within a good distance, between 24 and 44 blocks away from the spawner. And I should be able to just sit here and this thing will just hopefully spawn mobs. At least theoretically, that's the way it's supposed to work. Now, whether or not it actually works like that, I don't know. Unfortunately, not my forte. But the glass does make it easier to see what's going on. And on top of that, I'll be able to quite easily see what's happening out there. Now, it could be is let's see. What I should do is get that carpet mod, and then that way I would be able to see how many mobs are actually spawned and whatnot. Get a better indication of where we're at with all of that. Because this should be working fairly well. This should actually be spawning a bit more than that. Now, it could just be that I don't have enough spawnable area and need to add more. So that could be my failing on it. But we'll see here in a few once it hits nighttime, which the day-nighttime thing shouldn't matter. It should be dark enough in there that it just spawns. But again, it could be that I messed something up. That happens. We'll give this a few to see. It could be that I need to be closer still. It could be that I need to sit right here for it to work. Which, if that's the case, I'll just move this closer and surround this. And just make it, you know, better. But we'll see. Anyway, though, I think we're going to have a slightly shorter one today. I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up, as I basically got the project done that I wanted to get done. So it's just a kind of wait and see to see if this is actually going to do its job. And that is boring as fuck. So we're going to wrap this up. And then tomorrow we'll see about, I don't know what we'll do tomorrow. I'll have to wait and see. But I do have a couple of other projects that I want to do. I want to see about putting together an actual factory for a couple of things. Andesite is going to be one of the big ones that we're going to need a lot of. And so that's one where I will probably try and put together a proper factory for it and see how that goes. Otherwise, though, that is going to be it for today. As always, thank you all for joining me on these misadventures. So glad to have you guys along for the ride. You all have a wonderful day. Stay out of trouble. And remember, if you get caught, I don't know you. I will catch you guys tomorrow.